are amended of the EUB ordinance.
Which I think that the consensus of council was that we wanted to amend those.
Amend it,
Okay.
Yes,
they
it'll
would
be
follow
amended.
this same policy.
And maybe I missed that. If I did, I apologize.
That's okay.
That's right.
And Lauren, just wanted to say, they spent a great deal of time looking over the new purchasing policy that you prepared. I'm sure you probably had some help, but I'm glad that it's the most comprehensive one in the county.
It most certainly is.
But it was very well written and easy to understand, purchasing authority levels notwithstanding.
Well, thank you. And that, you're right, there was many hands involved. What number are we on before I sit down?
We're on new business item number 4 at this point.
Which is not me. Okay.
That's not you.
Three. Three, the legislative
three.
agenda.
Oh, legislative agenda?
But that's
But
not,
we-
but that's not.
Did we vote on, did we do a full vote on tabling? I think we had a motion and a second, but I'm not sure we
No,
actually.
we voted to table.
Did we vote?
Yes, we did.
We had three.
Did you? I don't think we voted.
Voted pass. You voted table it.
Oh, actually,
She voted to table it, and Tori voted to table it.
Oh,
I have three.
Okay.
I voted also, I thought.
I did not hear you.
Okay.
So if
I'll
you'd
put me
like to
down
give
for
me
you.
your vote, I would love that.
Make it unanimous.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I just didn't remember that I voted.
I didn't hear you either, Larry.
More than
We're gonna
anybody else
We're gonna
voted.
start using that.
I heard you.
Okay, they hear me.
I got you there. Okay, new business item number 3, consider approving the 2014 state legislative agenda for the city of Gardner. I don't think that we've actually got a staff update for this. We've got a staff presentation for this. We've worked on this in the fall. These are just a couple of items being added in cooperation jointly with Johnson County, number 14, nonpartisan elections, saying the city of Gardner supports the current framework for local elections and is opposed to any legislation that would require city elections be conducted with partisan identification. And 15, legislative participation. Gardner supports communication between all levels of government. Local government must retain the authority to make decisions regarding membership in organizations and to participate in the legislative process through advocacy. But there wasn't a staff presentation on this item, so with that being the case, there's an opportunity for public comment at this time. There's a member of the public that would like to speak about new business item number 3. Nobody coming forward. Does anybody have questions or comments about new business item number 3? Because if you don't, I'd certainly entertain a motion.
I'm trying to understand number 11, commercial property evaluation.
Commercial property valuation. Sorry, I didn't hear the question.
Yeah, item number 11, commercial property evaluation. So,
What don't you understand?
This was actually something for the county,
And
because we don't do the valuation.
I think this has been on there before.
It was.
Pretty standard. And I think it's, if I recall, because I think Mike Press actually did a lot of work on this to provide us, and I think it was just moving that information up ahead
Earlier.
earlier in the process so that if there were any conflicts or whatever, they could be resolved sooner.
And that was for commercial. There was also a discussion that you all requested to be added about farm appraisals, the fraudulent farm appraisals, and that's, I think, 14. So those two you discussed them both
13.
together.
The
13, yeah.
13 is
You
the one
discussed them
out.
both together previously, but the commercial property valuations, you were simply supporting the county's request. You agree with what the county has asked, because we don't do those valuations.
I remember discussing this before. It seemed like a common sense solution. Anyone else have any other questions?
So have you seen any other municipalities taking our two initiatives on the banking and the use of money, and then also the property appraisals?
The Powers one, actually, I haven't discussed it with Cheryl because I just got the email, but the EK, Eastern Kansas GFOA, has finally been invited to attend the Pooled Money Investment Board's meeting at the end of this month. So we're going up there en masse because they've been so mean to us, and we're going as a contingent. But so far, they've basically told us to go fly a kite, but now they're letting us come to their meeting. So we'll see what
That's good.
happens. And as far as the appraisals, I've not heard anything more.
So did that catch on? It must have caught on with other GFOA members.
I was the first one to take the beating from Mr. Miller, and then some other cities were also playing with that, and when I said, well, I just took a beating, they also took a beating. So it was roughly concurrent, but we were probably the first beating administered.
Remember how contentious that was? I think the three of us are the only ones.
Yeah.
And how there was some pushback from at least Mike saying that would never work, but I'm glad
Well,
that, I mean, if it doesn't work, at least we've
That
got...
has been at least 2 years, and so far it still hasn't worked, but we got enough that we got invited to a meeting. So I can tell you that far, and that's all I know.
Big improvement.
It's
Moving in the right
it's a step.
direction.
It's a step, as far as the evaluation
I
is
agree.
concerned.
Good.
Can't get your fish without a line in the water, right? Good. Anybody else? Certainly entertain a motion.
I move we approve the 2014 state legislative agenda for the city of Gardner.
Second.
Motion Harrison, second Podovich, that we approve the 2014 state legislative agenda for the city of Gardner. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
No.
Motion carries. New business item number 4. Consider authorizing the Electric Utility Board to enter into a multi-year contract with Alltech Capital Services for the replacement of 2 specialty vehicles in the vehicle lease program.
No.
Good evening and Happy New Year to you.
Well, good evening and Happy New Year to you, Mr. Mayor and council and city staff. I'm here tonight to talk about the replacement of 2 specialty vehicles in our vehicle lease program. We classify as specialty vehicles like aerial lift trucks, digger derrick trucks. They're very expensive. They range from anywhere from $140,000 to $250,000 if you had to purchase it. In 2009, at the board's request, GE staff developed a lease versus purchase analysis. And the results of that analysis, which extended our vehicle leasing vehicle versus purchasing vehicles through 2023, indicated that we would save the utility approximately $250,000. At that time, the Electric Utility Board and the council approved the lease of specialty vehicles for Gardner Energy. At the present time, we have 6 vehicles that fall into the specialty vehicle class. There are two digger derricks. They're the large trucks with the big auger on the back end of them. One is a transmission digger, one is a distribution digger. We have 2 large aerial lift bucket trucks for construction, and we have 2 small aerial lift bucket trucks we call them service trucks. They don't reach as high obviously as the larger bucket trucks. The 2 diggers and the 2 large bucket trucks initially were on 5-year leases. The 2 small aerial lift service trucks were on 4-year leases. The lease on the 2 small trucks will expire in September of 2014. Because it takes so long to build these vehicles, it's not like going to your local Ford dealer or your GM dealer and buying a vehicle. Yet you place the order and they put it in the queue, and it works its way through the process. So it takes 9 to 12 months to build a vehicle once it's ordered. So at this point in time, we need to be placing our order for replacement, the 2 replacement vehicles, if that's what we intend to do. I presented this